So, Mr. Gibbontake, tell me what's on your mind.
I think I'm burnt out on ponies.
Oh? And when did this start happening?
I don't know, it was probably around the time I started missing the deadline for bringing out a new pony review within the week of an episode. I can't remember which one it was, but I just didn't have anything I wanted to say.
You felt that since you didn't believe you could add anything to the conversation others had started, that maybe you no longer felt such great purpose and meaning in creating your own videos?
I guess that played a part, though it wasn't just that. I was tired of making videos in general.
Was there any other part of your life that felt as if it suddenly wasn't as meaningful like your videos have been?
Not particularly. My life's pretty great, all things considered. I just felt sort of disappointed in myself. Why did I not want to make anything? People enjoy what I do. Some of them even willingly pay me for it. I felt like I was letting people down.
I wonder, is it possible that you started to let others' expectations of you, or rather how you perceived their expectations, start to direct how you see yourself? I'm sure there are quite a few people out there who enjoy the content you create and keep hoping for more. But you say that despite the encouragement, you are focusing on what you felt you've done wrong, rather than feeling motivated by what you've done right. I am reminded of Spike's feelings during Equestria games. Of course, he didn't do everything like he had been expecting. He felt very down on himself in the ways he had failed others. But even after saving countless ponies and being cheered on by the masses, he still felt as though his past was going to dictate how he felt about the future. It can be immensely difficult to let go of something that has made you feel hurt or less confident in your own abilities. I'm sure most every one of us have had to struggle with that feeling from time to time. But I can remember way back when you decided to take a chance on doing something new. I'll do it, even if nobody likes it. Weren't those your words when you decided to do analysis in the first place?
Well, yes, I did say that, but I didn't come here to moan about how I've lost my confidence, because that isn't true. I'm great. I'm one of the best. But sometimes it's difficult to care. To care about making new reviews about a show that's really only ever been a cute little pastime. I mean, the show can be deep, and other analysts can swim down and pick out all the subtle nuances that make the show so enjoyable, but I can't. Or rather, I don't feel the need to, all that much.
Well, I know that I've been telling many others that you do need to feel passion for the work in order for it to be worthwhile in the long run. But then you were putting together many MLP videos before ever getting into analysis. I can remember seeing a number of your compilation videos long before you took part in the reviewing community. And I was impressed with the amount of work it must have taken to put all of those together with proper editing. Have you ever felt that those videos were becoming difficult to care about?
Yeah, actually. They were starting to become a bit of a slog. I guess doing anything for a long enough time will make it boring. And I suppose the amount of passion you have determines how long you can go before it gets to that point. Ugh. Maybe I'm a passionless husk. I don't know, I'm confused.
Well, I suppose we should try to understand what drove you to start making videos in the first place. When did you first feel that spark of creativity that you just had to do something about?
My first compilation was just made because I had plenty of time. I was out of school and I had nothing better to do, and I thought I may as well fill all the time making a fun little video. After that though, my driving force, and this is going to sound rather shallow, was to simply become a popular YouTuber. I know, it's silly and it really isn't what should have been driving me forward, but that's the bare bones truth, and to be honest, I don't regret it. I succeeded, and now I'm cool and famous. But more importantly, I've made lots of great friends, which I imagine would have been hard to do if I was just a viewer. I think though, now that I'm popular in the loosest of terms, I have less of a drive to keep going. I can't imagine my subscriber count is going to reach much higher. It may max out at 20,000 or something. Man, this all sounds very frivolous. It's probably why my favourite pony is Diamond Tiara. I'm such a simple soul. Ugh.
Perhaps we should look at this from another direction. Just how much have you improved upon your talent since you began making these videos?
Well, I'm very much better at everything. I'm not nearly as shy as I used to be, for one.
Well, isn't the fact that you are far more social nowadays a good thing? I wouldn't say that you are being quite as shallow as you think you are. I know that I'm being far more outgoing than I have ever been at any other point in my life, and I know that I'm improving upon my writing, my editing, and my voice work. To be honest, I have had many points where it becomes a struggle to keep up on my projects since my motivation tends to wane over time. But for me, whenever I feel as though I'm having trouble putting together reviews, I'll work on doing another Moment with Dr. Wolf script. And when I start having trouble putting that together, I'll work on doing another dramatic reading. Or maybe when I'm feeling a little burned out there, I'll look for others to join me in a podcast where we can talk about whatever comes to mind. I know that I would have lost a lot of passion for the work if I kept doing the same things over and over again. But like I said, I'm far more social than I used to be, and that can really be helpful in keeping my spirits up. I'm discovering more and more just what I'm capable of every time I'm pushing myself to new limits. It does take a lot of discipline, and there have been many times where I can't help but focus on my mistakes, or at least what I see as mistakes. But one thing I know for certain, if I sit around focusing on what I've been doing wrong, I'm not fixing anything. I'm not growing, I'm not improving, and I'm not being challenged. I've begun to despise that feeling of idleness because I know what it can do to me. My advice would be to keep busy. Find something, anything to put aside that idleness. Maybe your passion for making MLP content will return, or maybe it won't. But if you can enjoy something that also improves upon your talents, helps you to connect with others, and even challenge your limits, I can tell you from personal experience that it does make a world of difference. Does that make sense to you, Gibbontake?
I think so. You're saying I should not worry about making something if the passion isn't there, and instead focus on other things until it hopefully comes back.
I'm sure that a lot of us would enjoy seeing more of your takes on the MLP episodes, but I hope that we can all understand that if your passion for the work isn't there, then you should keep working on other things until perhaps it can come back someday. I, for one, won't hold it against you if we don't hear about your thoughts on the latest episode, but I do know that you've put together a lot of enjoyable content in the past, and I believe you can do so again.
You hear that, everybody? I can do whatever I want. You can't complain anymore, you heard it straight from the horse's mouth. Or rather, the, wolf's mouth. I'm gonna go do something fun, see ya! You can't hurry, love, no, you just have to wait. It's a game of give and take.
Just remember to keep improving upon your works, Gibbon, no matter what you decide to do. It's good to be helping.